the stories, but yeah, best thing is to interact.
Other question. You just talked about layoffs and all, so I'd like to ask you something about the high-level layoffs. You know, like the CEOs when they start the companies with their the yars, the friends, and then down the line when the venture capitalists come in, they are one of them has to go. So do they would lose their friendship and type of things when one person of the original starters, they are told to go off, by the VCs. That's first. And then the second thing is when do the CEOs have to make some kind of arrangement for some severance package or something, with the VCs before letting them eat their pie or something.
I think the answers I heard. So the friends, if a friend gets fired as a founding member of part of the team, So I'll tell you a story. There were three of us, myself, Inder, and Naveen. So I was working my butt off doing the design work, and Naveen was writing prototypes. And Inder was supposed to be out there. He was our CEO, and eventually it turned out Inder was really dud, even though he was a Jaipur guy and he was a Yale PhD. He was a non-performer to the core. And Naveen and I would work 16, 17, 18 hours a day, and Inder would go home at 5 o'clock. Because he was not the engineering guy and he was not the software guy. And back then, early on, those the guys were busy. But he was supposed to be doing other stuff for us, doing selling and marketing part, getting the brochures ready. Eventually, he got fired by the CEO, by the board, and I was very happy.
Oh,
I was very happy because both the way I said this guy, we made him a CEO, and he acts like a CEO when he tries to boss us around, but he doesn't do anything. And then I became the CEO on interim basis. The board said, we'll go find a new CEO, you are what, interim CEO. And that gave me about 6 to 9 months, and I turned the place upside down. 9 months later, we were doing so well, that the board didn't, they brought a CEO for different reasons. So let me tell you. So Inder got fired. So Inder was a CEO. He couldn't make up his mind whether he wanted to do the Ethernet, total bus, baseband, broadband. These are all buzzwords at the time. Even though we did the Ethernet design, and that's where I started out. He wasn't sure that Ethernet is going to win. So he wanted to make sure that some other guys are working on the other stuff. And then same thing on the protocols. Even though I said TCP/IP will win, he wanted to make sure that we have a side effort. So we were a small team, and only 15 engineers, and we had 2-3 guys working on XLS, 2-3 guys working on OSI protocols, So as a result, half of our design engineering team was not working on the stuff product that we had, and we needed to sell. And of course, as a entrepreneur, you'll hear over and over, your job is to provide a sharp focus to your team. This is what we're doing, and this is not, we're not doing. And Inder could never make up his mind. And then there were a few other things which happened, and I was beginning to feel very, very strange. Hey, we have this set, we have sold to some customers. We need to do stuff that needs to be done to satisfy our customers and our market needs. And so when he was fired, he was let go. And so I became the interim CEO. I said, all this other effort is out. We're going to do TCP/IP, Ethernet, on DOS, Unix, and at that time VMS, which was the, and that's it. And defined, on the Unix, we'll use a multi-bus and BLB bus, the boards we already had, and on the VAXes will be Unibus and QBus. There was so we had a problem. If you look at the stuff, eventually it becomes a multi-dimensional object, 10 buses, 10 operating systems, and then 5 protocols and 10 underlying link layer protocols. You have a million things to do. So I sharply reduced it. I brought the photos down to 1% things that we needed to do. So I said, we will connect your PC to your Unix machine to your batches. And here's how we'll do it. We'll give you TCP/IP and FTP and Telnet, which were the protocols at the time. So sharply reduce the scope of what we're doing, and of course increase the stuff. Arts of success, and of course, customers were getting stuff that worked now, and they were happy, and they were buying stuff. And so 8-9 months after it was done, we were very well known for TCP/IP and that, and we were the game in town that if you need to connect your PC to your access to your Unix machines. And so now we're doing very, very well. And so we talking about, maybe we should go public soon. So I'm getting, I'm still an interim CEO, by the way. But nobody's talking about replacing me anymore because such a sharp order came and the revenue started to happen. We turned profitable also in that time frame. So now this, the VCs are saying, yeah, this thing is really good. We need to take this public. We need to win a CEO here. I said, what? I said, no, not to replace you. We need to put, this thing is so good, you need to put a wrapping around it so we can sell it on the Wall Street. The Indians are not seen as CEO on Wall Street yet. And what if the IPO was to flop because you want to be a CEO and Wall Street guys don't believe it and then they don't buy, so you won't make millions yourself. So the argument was very simple. Should we risk you as a CEO? And they're asking me, or should we go for the money? We know the numbers will, let us say, good, IPO doing. And I scratched my head, I said, this is, logic is pretty impeccable. I want to be rich. And if I'm a CEO and if the IPO fails, I won't be rich, right? So I agreed to have a CEO on board. And we went and hired this 6'8" guy from HP. But by the way, all the HP managers used to be 6'8" at that time. Because David Packard was that tall, and so HP had the, policy, if you weren't 6.5 at least, you weren't promoted beyond it. And so, Dick Moore was a CEO we brought in, and we went public, and he turned out to be pretty bad also. So he got fired right after the IPO, 6 months by the board. And then I became, by that time, we were all rich, and there was no argument against me being CEO. So I was CEO from that point until we sold to Novell. Now, when you bring a person in like Dick Moore in, they are leaving a job behind. They are leaving a very well established stuff behind an HP, and for some whatever reason, things don't work out for them. They are not employable ever again. It becomes very hard for them. So typically there is a built-in setup that you will get a 1 year. 18 months severance pay, as a part of employment agreement, and maybe half of your stock will vest, or maybe. So simply because you won't be able to get people with experience from established companies as CEOs. Not that they, in our case, they added any value, but that's the logic there. But friendship gets in the way. Friendship gets in the way. You should not do a startup with a friend because you lose your objectivity. You lose your objectivity. It's a cutthroat world out there. You have to be super efficient. You cannot carry a deadwood friend in a startup. There is no margin of error. And I would have never fired Indra on my own. But when the VC saw him deadwood and fired him, that's when I said, what a great thing, because I was beginning to feel that we were going to go under because of Indra at the time. But we were friends, our wives were friends, we used to do camping together, and you couldn't even tell Indra on his face, why you're a deadwood, you're a deadbeat. But he was a deadbeat. So see, that's one of the problems. The friendship gets in the way. But if you are a friend which you are able to be honest with each other, that's a different story. BB, Jagdish, and K.P. Chandrasekhar, they were friends. but they were very complimentary, and they were very open to each other. And I was there